And 6 weeks into the fiscal year, and the CW program is not working out as hoped for or anticipated. But with some workers, businesses, and families are still in limbo. Bob Coldine has the story.
Businesses depending on foreign workers are dealing with two issues. One, long-term after the CW program is set to expire in 2019. Congressman Kilili Sablan today.
I know there are a lot of anxiety. There's about what will happen in 2 years. People need to be able to plan ahead. But unfortunately, Congress often waits until the last minute to take action. And we have a new administration that is also very negative when it comes to foreign workers. But I can tell you, I feel very confident that we will be able to get legislation enacted. And I'll tell you why.
Any changes to immigration laws in Washington, D.C. these days is nearly impossible considering the volatility of the issue. Yet Sablan has cause for optimism.
I have successfully gotten Mariana-specific legislation enacted twice before. Immigration legislation at a time when no immigration legislation passed Congress. Only the two Mariana-specific legislation. In 2014, extending the transition period, and this year adding to the number of CW workers, putting more money into training local workers and protecting local businesses with legacy workers. Trust, I also feel confident because I am working on developing legislation with the same members of Congress that I have worked successfully.
He says the foundation is being laid now for new legislation.
I think it is possible to get legislation enacted in this Congress. Although if we have to keep working into 2019, that's what we will have to do. Everyone understands that there will be a continuing need for foreign workers beyond 2019. The questions are, how many? And how do we decide how many as the years go by? Because you will need a crystal ball to know exactly how many foreign workers we will be needed in 2025, 2030.
One problem, however, changing numbers.
One potential hotel will need thousands of workers. Now I understand that this company may have changed its mind. So it's very hard to predict the future need for workers. The goal remains, as it is now, eventually to get to the point where we do not need any foreign workers.
The congressman also wants legislation for long-term status.
We have to find a way to allow foreign workers who have been here in the Marianas since the transition period began, abiding by the law, to get some kind of longer-term status.
The other problem is more immediate. Some businesses have followed all the regulations yet still have workers with pending applications. That results in workers who cannot leave the island and separating families.
We continue to work with USCIS. We continue to urge them, not just at the agency level in D.C., but also I made a stopover in Honolulu on my last trip when I was here, and I went back to D.C. I met with USCIS, Mr. Gulick.
Despite that, there's been no movement by the administration on establishing a new CW cap, which remains at $12,998, 6 weeks after it was supposed to be modified.